gentlemen, Gazbeard here, and in this video series I'm going to record a 100-day run, setting myself up for a 1000-day run in Voyageur Survivor difficulty, and I hope this will be of help to anybody who is new to the game and looking to get started. This particular edition of the game is immediately following the new Vigilant Flame update, so it's got new cooking mechanics and a few other things that would probably not be in many of the older videos. So let's get started. Starting a new save, we're going to use Voyageur, and we're going to start on Mystery Lake? No. Coast River Valley, that's the new one. Let's start in Mountain Town. This will be, I suppose, in some ways similar to the story mode Wintermute, but it makes a logical progression from Mountain Town across to Mystery Lake. Now I'm not sure if we'll find any firearms here. We certainly won't be able to craft bows and arrows, so we're going to have to be very much on our toes. So let's confirm this. We'll take a male protagonist. This is from other run-throughs. And we'll start it with none. Oh. Let's not keep any of them. I wish I could start this with nothing activated. And I'm going to just call this one that just gives me a reminder that this is for YouTube in Voyageur mode, and we're looking at the first 100 days. Now, one of the first priorities when we get going is to improve our clothing, make sure we've got the food and liquids that we need, and gather some tools as fast as possible. Extinction is the rule, survival is the exception, says Carl Sagan. Okay, so let's get our bearings. Where are we? We're on the road. Which way is the town? That's one of the very first things that we need to know. So let's get a bit of height, figure out exactly where we are on the map. That's logging camp. That kind of looks like the edge of town over there. Is that the garage? Oh no, that's the tunnel. So while we're at this location, let's just quickly search the crashed jail prisoner coach. Pry bar. Excellent. Search the dude. Empty. We can't get into the bus, I don't believe. No. Let's just check if there's anything. There's nothing else anywhere around here. Okay. Now we're going to have to be very careful of wolves. This area is quite well known for having wolves on it. There's a lot of sticks and stuff up there, but I'm not worried about them right now. Let's get down to the garage. It's usually got a lot of goodies in it. Particularly interested in getting clothes, because if we have a look, we're losing temperature. We're obviously losing food and hydration. There's no wolves running around over there. I don't see any. Now, under that arch and up there, we'll be going up there a bit later. First we've got to clear out the town. Right, what we've got here? Piece of scrap metal. Search the car.
I think I can use this.
Decent work gloves. That's an excellent early find, as was the pry bar actually. A wool toque. Something edible in the front of the car. Let's get that. An energy bar. Summit soda.
This stuff will come in handy.
Painkillers. Some driving gloves. The only use for driving gloves, unless you've got no better gloves, is to harvest them for leather for repairing shoes. So if it's quiet and there's no wolves, let's quickly do a run around the exterior before we go in, just in case anything's been left outside. Doesn't look like it has, so let's go in the back door. Pays to get it forced so that we can use it again. Right, now we need to search very carefully in here. There's usually a lot of good stuff in here. Not seeing very much. There's a stack of papers. Empty container.
What have we here?
More painkillers, water purifications, excellent. That's empty. There's another stack of papers. Cardboard box we could break down if we wanted to. Stack of papers, a book.
That'll come in handy.
Nothing on the desk. Another wool toque. Wow, it's being really generous to it. And another one. My God, 3 of them. Pair of sports socks there.
I could use this.
Excellent. Wool long johns. I'll explain the importance of all of these later. Oh, food. Stack of papers. A pair of leather shoes. See the firewood. We've got a fire barrel there. Another cardboard box which we could break down. And there's another one up there. I'm not interested in the cardboard boxes just yet. Another cardboard box, another stack of papers. Anything in the bottom of that locker? Quite often there's something hidden just behind on the bottom there. Nothing on the top. Right, that's the office searched. Let's get out into here. Paper cups. Not any use to us. No. There's a broom that we can break up for firewood. We probably need a tool to do it. More paper cups, coffee machine, cardboard box, another stack of papers. We don't need to carry many more stacks of papers, to be honest with you. A ladder that we can break up. The fridge looks empty. This one's closed, so let's just check. Sometimes things reveal themselves after you open the fridge. Nothing in that one. A couple of cans of soda there. Don't know, can we take them? Looks like we can. Looks like there's no glass in the door. There's another one there. Oh, there's a beef jerky.
Excellent.
Another soda. Wow, lots and lots of sodas. Another beef jerky. Another beef jerky. We're doing well on food and drink right now. Cardboard boxes. Don't know if there's, no, there's nothing in that one. Can't search that. Cardboard boxes, papers, another cardboard box, a lantern. Now that lantern's going to be useful, but I'm going to leave it there just now. There's 2 stacks of paper there. There's loads of cardboard, paper. We'll come back and get all these papers in a minute. Nothing in the microwave. Cardboard box, more papers. Granola bar, candy bar, empty cardboard boxes. Let's just check around here. Anything in the cash register?
Is it food or?
Actually found a granola bar in it. Another soda. Box of crackers. A worn sweatshirt. A bottle of accelerant. Some wood paddles there, which we could break up for firewood if we wanted to. At the moment we're not bothered about that. Peaches, sardines. Oh, 3 sets of dog food. Absolutely awesome. Right, so I think we've pretty much got all we can out of here. I mean, we could take a lot more of these papers and things, but let's have a look at our inventory, see what we've got. Do it in stages. Right, we've got 1 box of matches, we've got 1 piece of tinder, 1 piece of firewood, we've got lots of papers here. So one of the first things that we want to do is very quickly dive into the crafting menu, and you can see that these 2 tinder plugs have got ticks on them. That means that we can craft these. So it's a newsprint roll. We'll make 4 tinder plugs. Begin crafting. Right, we're going to need to put clothes on in a sec. In fact, let's do that now because we're obviously getting cold. So we can look at what clothes we've got. Right, there's a fair few things that we're not wearing yet. So we go into the clothing menu. Hands. We want to put those work gloves on. If you look at this stats, right, 0.8 degrees warmth factor, 0.4 degrees wind chill, 0% waterproofing, 4% protection. As opposed to these driving gloves, 0.1 of a degree warmth, 0.1 of a degree wind chill, seriously below the level of the work gloves. Again, no waterproofing, only 1% protection, and you can see the little red triangle says that it's less than what we're wearing. Condition is very bad as well. They weigh 0.1 of a kilo. They don't slow us down at all. Right, okay, socks. What have we got in the way of socks? Well, we've got 1 spare pair of socks that we've just found. Let's use them, even though normally I wouldn't bother wearing them at all. Decent wool long johns. Right, those are what we just found. Let's get them on, get us warm. We found a worn sweatshirt. Its wind chill is plus 5.5 of a degree, 0.2 of a degree on that one, so let's get that on. We don't have another coat. Hats. Right, we've got 3 wool toques, 75% condition, 57 and 53. So we'll wear that one, and in here we'll use that one. That's the 2 with the best conditions. We don't have any spare trousers, we don't have any of these accessories yet. But that's given us quite a bit of extra warmth. We've got a pair of work boots. They're only 53% condition, and for now, as a backup, we've got these decent leather shoes, which you can see from the red triangles are not as good as what we've got. We can run faster wearing them than the work boots, and they are a bit more waterproof than the work boots. They're also in a better condition and lighter. But these work boots overall are the best boots that you can get. Try to keep them in 100% condition. So let's go back. Right, it's getting dark. We really wanted to be on the move before it was dark, but it's not going to happen. So we're going to have to bed down here. We don't have a bedroll, so therefore it's not going to be a good idea to bed down in here. That pry bar has proved very useful. It's let us open both doors of the garage shop. Just check the time, press the tab key, it comes up, it's just after sunset. The village is down there, look. You can see all the houses. We need to get down there and fast. And we need to try and do it without encountering wolves, because we have got nothing with which to fight wolves. Come back and do some more exploring here, probably in the next episode. First of all, I want to get into the town and get ourselves set up with a base. Now we can either go up to the big house at the far end of the village, or we can choose one of these smaller ones down here. And you'll notice that not every house you can get into. And we can get into this one by the look of it. There's no shuttering on the windows. The first house that we come to. I don't know, it's pitch black again in here. We can't see. There's food and can openers and God knows what else, so we'll take them.
Wonder if this is any good to eat.
We need to find the bed. I should have picked up that lantern at the garage. It would certainly have helped us at this point. We need to find the bedroom, and you're probably seeing almost nothing on screen right now except this glow from the windows. So what I want to do, that's a toaster. What I'm looking for, without using a match, is I'm trying to find the bed, because if we can get into the bed we can keep warm, we can spend out the first night. I'm going to have to use a match because I need to see what's going on. Right, this is just purely the kitchen. There's the bed, and I can already see that there's lots of stuff in here that we need daylight to find. Right, so if we stand looking at the bed, right, we're not tired enough to get a decent night's sleep, but we need to get into a regular sleeping routine. So, do we need to eat and drink? Not really. A drink would be good, but I don't believe we've got any water. We haven't. We haven't even got a can to make any water. So on that basis we need to eat something to get an empty can so that we can make water. We did pick up, I believe, the can opener. Yes, we did. So let's eat that dog food. It's the one in the worst condition. Always try to eat your worst condition food first. Right, now we've got all these sodas that we found. Got 6 sodas that we can hydrate with. We've also got these 3 cans of peaches. We can use those because they will return quite a bit of hydration. The dog food returns a bit as well. Let's have a look at our overall condition. We're not that thirsty and we're certainly not hungry, but we need to get some water going, and trying to do it in the dark is not going to be easy. So let's jump into the bed and take a note of the timer clock at the top. 10 minutes, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 10 minutes, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 10 minutes, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 10 minutes, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 10 minutes, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 10 minutes, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 10 minutes, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 10 minutes, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 10 minutes, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 10 minutes, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 10 minutes, 9, Right, you would think it's 12 hours of darkness, 12 hours of daylight. It doesn't quite work that way. It's closer to 14 hours of darkness and 10 hours of daylight. So what we're going to do is we're going to pass time for 3 hours. Try and get our fatigue increased a bit so that we can sleep better. That will use calories and hydration. Right. And in fact, we probably need... we're not going to get a full night's sleep, so we probably need to pass time for another hour. Now we do need to drink. And find the soda that's got the worst. And use that. I'd much rather be using water. We can try and sleep. We'll put in for a 7-hour sleep, but I seriously doubt that it's going to give it to us. We'll wake up before dawn is my bet. We woke up fully rested. It's about an hour and a half before sunrise. We need a drink. We are parched. So of these 5 cans of soda, this one's in the worst condition. We'll use that one. These sodas do add a few calories. We can't see anything to do anything, so I'm going to pass time for 2 hours. Just starting to get light creeping through. I can just make out my hands, I can make out bits of furniture. So if I put the matches away, we need to drink again, but we need to get a fire going, and we need to be in the kitchen to do that, which I believe is up here around this corner somewhere. I believe this is the... Are we still in the bedroom? Yes, we are. I'm kind of lost until we get daylight. We might have to go back to the bed, wherever it is. I think it's behind us. No. There it is. We're going to have to waste time. We're going to have to pass an hour or so. Just for the sake of the video. I would normally just stand here and wait for the sun to rise. We can actually see there's more light coming in now. In fact, what I'll do, that window's got curtains on it. Click on the curtain. We've got no tools, so we're going to hand rip it. We're going to get some cloth. We need that for repairing clothes. And that will increase the amount of light coming into the room, both because of the time it takes to rip the curtains up,
water,
and because we're removing the blockage from the curtains. So now we can see what we're doing. We've got another couple of bits of firewood here. Let's just check there's not a pot lying around somewhere. Trying the cupboards. And we can't remain this thirsty for too long.
Hope I can still eat this.
Or we start to lose condition. Looking for anything either to drink or to cook in. No pots or pans in here, which is a real shame. Right, let's get a fire going. To get a fire going, we need a fire starter, whether it's matches or one of the metal fire sparkers. We need tinder and we need a fuel. Now we'll use the book to get our best chance of success, because I don't want to use a lot of matches.
Well, that didn't work.
Didn't work at all, did it? Right, so let's take the charcoal out. Let's do it again.
Come on.
Worked. We've got 11 minutes of fire on it. Let's add a piece of cedar. Cedar gives just about an hour's cooking. Right, now we should have now... Oh, we've got 2 empty tins. It did give us an empty tin. I was looking in the wrong place. So, we use that on there. Click on the tin. Tell it to melt snow. And click on the cook, but we need to add half a litre. Half a litre is the maximum in a tin. Right, now we can go around and scavenge while that's cooking. Do this as quickly as possible. There's another book. We want to get the cloth off all of these curtains as well, and these cushions. Right, let's get some more light in here. Check that water, 4 minutes until melted. $11 minutes until boiled. Let's get another curtain broken up. Boiled. Drink it, get our hydration up. Another half litre. We've got 24 minutes on the stove. We're probably going to have to add fuel after this curtain. 7 minutes until melted. 12 minutes, yeah. Let's add another piece of cedar. Keep the fur. The fur burns for longer. So for a given weight, you get more burning time out of the piece of fur than you do out of the cedar. 3 minutes until melted. Just click on the can, press the space bar. Voila, it's done. Take it. Cook another half litre. Right, we've searched this room. We've got curtains to take down. We'll do that shortly. Search this room. Another pair of work
stuff will
boots.
come in handy.
They're 85% condition. They're better than the ones that we're wearing. So we'll swap them over in a minute. A rugged cotton scarf. Empty. Empty.
I think I can use this.
A worn fleece cowl. We can check where on our head that goes. A worn hoodie, that's a good find. A big baseball cap, it's only good for cloth if I'm honest. Can't see a damn thing past that light coming in the windows.
Hope nobody needs this
Wool
anymore.
socks, that is a good find. Just check there's nothing down here. If we go back and check that water. 3 minutes until melted. 28 minutes on the fire. Couple of books. Nothing in the drawer. overall it's not been a bad discovery. That cloth, we can take that, but we need 10 minutes and the water will boil before then. We can take the water out of the toilet as well, out of the toilet cistern as well. It's potable. Just checking everywhere and everything. There's a bandage, very good find.
That'll come in handy.
A disinfectant. There's more curtains here to break down, but I don't want, and more towels. There's a lot of cloth in this house, which is good. 18 minutes, cooking 11 minutes until boiled. Right, so what we can do, get a curtain down. Take that. Got 4 minutes left on the stove. The only thing, well, we could add a book. Give us a bit more time. 20 minutes. Add another book. Cook another ½ litre of water. You can never have too much water. Chair requires a hatchet to break it. Sometimes you can break a chair just by hand. That one, for example. And we were too slow, the fire went out. But we do have water. I'll take the can. I don't think we can break that pillow by hand. No, it needs a hunting knife. However, we can take these curtains. It's coming up to midday. We need to get on the move soon. Bottle of water. That was a useful find. We need all this cloth for making bandages and for repairing clothes. So one of the worst things that can happen is that you run out of cloth, because then you can't repair clothes, you can't put bandages on wounds. But cloth gets heavy. 10 pieces of cloth is a kilo of weight. So you don't want to mess around too much. And you need to decide which building you're going to use as a base quite early on. You can see our hunger's starting to hit the bottom. So is our thirst. And we've got one more piece of cloth there. And we take all of the water.
All I can think about is food.
Right, there's nothing else in here that we can take now. We've stripped the house. Apart from these pillows and chairs, those are the only things we've not taken, and we need a hatchet and a hunting knife to do them. So very quickly, let's just have a little bit of food. That granola bar's at 25%, that jerky's at 22%. That can's at 33%. The jerky will keep pretty much forever. And these various cereal bars and chocolate bars keep a long time. I'm going to eat that tin of sardines just now. Takes our hunger away a bit. Have a drink of water. Just check our crafting. We've got 32 pieces of cloth, which is excellent. And that's pretty much all from one house, if I remember rightly. Now, let's just check our clothes. What can we do with our empty clothing positions? We've got no cowling. The cowling must go on there then. Yeah, it does. Right, so these three will actually get broken down for cloth when we get the chance. 0.2, 0.5, 10, 2. The hoodie's warmer. It's not as windproof. Waterproof and protection seems to be the same. Yeah. It is in better condition though. How does it stack up against the shirt? 0.2, 0.2, 20 and 1. It's warmer. It's not as waterproof. It is more protective and better condition, so we'll use the hoodie instead of the shirt. These, we definitely want the wool socks. They give us better warmth. We didn't find any trousers. We didn't find any coats. Okay. So, apart from breaking down the 2 chairs and those cushions, there's nothing else that we can do in this house. Let's step outside. Quick scan to see if there's any wolves close by. Doesn't appear to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the charcoal here. It lets me know that I've done that house. There's some sticks over there that we need for burning. I'm going to go grab them. Search this car before we get to the next house. Empty. Nothing in the back here. Can't see anything obvious in the front. Let's into the front anyway. Glove box. Nothing above the visors, okay. There's another car there. That's the next house we're going to check. But I'm just going to shoot across, check this car. Make sure there's no wolves on the road.
Could end up being useful.
Very useful. Mountaineering socks. And a box of matches, of course. Can't survive without a way of starting fires. Nothing on the floor, nothing on the dashboard.
This'll come in handy.
More matches. Excellent. Nothing behind the visors. No. Again, just looking, make sure there's no wolves drifting about. Right, curtains in here. Oh, there's a flashlight. It won't work.
Use this.
It won't work until the Aurora starts up. A flare shell, very useful.
I need to find food.
You just did. Nothing in the microwave. Below on the floor, need a knife to break that up. curtains everywhere. Can we break that up? No, it requires a hatchet. That requires a hatchet. Ooh.
Too heavy.
Decent fire logs. We're now over our regular weight limit, which will tire us down very quickly when we're moving long distances. Still no pots or pans anywhere. What's that down there? There is something down there, but I can't quite see what it is. And it's not highlighting for me. Might have to get the curtains down before I can see properly. I did search that, yes. Start in this corner. Nothing in the corners. Oh yes, there is.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Another pair of socks there. They're only sports socks, which by and large are useless. But they're better than nothing. Just checking there's nothing on the floor down here before I open the cabinet.
I think I can use this.
Excellent. Work pants. Even though they're raggy, we can repair them, get them up to a decent condition. Take all the water. Just check if there's anything in the bath. There often is. There's not in this case. There's no medicine cabinet. Right, start taking the cloth down. Okay, that's the bathroom cleaned out. We've just got the curtains to do in the bedroom. Oh, hang on. We missed something.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
More driving gloves. Nothing under the bed. Right. Now, this house has got a fireplace as opposed to a pot-bellied stove. I don't know if we can cook on the fireplace. I'm sure we can. We used to under the pre-Vigilant flame update. There's no cooking method in this kitchen. Right, now we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 curtains here. So that's 80 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes. It's getting very close to sunset. I want to get into the next house before sunset. So we'll come back for the... In fact, there's more curtains here. There's another 2 here. So we've got 10 curtains here to pick up. That's 20 pieces of cloth.
I could eat a horse.
Excellent weather. We can't get into these ones that are boarded up. Those 2 and that one. That's strange, because that's the one I used to use as a base. Quickly check this car out. Yeah, jerky.
I can always use more food.
More matches. Right, we may actually go back. Shit. And now we're in Stum, because we've got no weapons to fight off the wolves, and the wolves have found us already. I was hoping to avoid them for quite some time. As I was about to say though, the next house back down the way we've come is the one that I always used to use as a base. But it looks like we're not going to be able to because it's boarded up as a wreck.
I better take this food.
That's at 61%. It's not cooked though. There's a lantern. For now, we'll just stand the lantern on the corner of there. We can't close the cooker. Tins of food. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Toaster. This. Nothing cookable here. Nothing usable, I should say. The metal pail that we can cut up for scrap metal once we get a hacksaw. Oops.
Thank goodness.
I think it is. Oh, it is. Oh, you beauty. Set of quality tools. Newsprint roll. Pair of jeans. We'll be able to get the water out of the toilet in a minute. Bottle of disinfectant. A towel to break down. We've still got to go upstairs. I'll tell you what, we'll very quickly break that towel down just so we don't forget it. There's no curtains in here. We've searched this room. Let's bring this out. Put it on there. No curtains here. There's no curtains there. More driving gloves. Another pair of trail boots.
What have we here?
More painkillers. This is excellent. Getting a very, very good start to the finds here. Go to bed here if we get stuck here tonight. A couple of books for burning. That's it up here. Unless there's something hidden under the bed. No. Now we are seriously overweight. We need to get a building chosen as a base soon. There's only 0.19 litres in this. That's disappointing. Right, there's nothing else in here that we can take, is there? But finding that quality toolkit is an absolute godsend. Oh, there's a piece of cloth. Just check. I keep forgetting to check the rugs. Because sometimes there's something under the rugs. We didn't take that water, did we? We're now so severely encumbered that we can barely stagger even on a wood floor. So we need to use a bit of that up. Let's check our condition. We're ravenous and we've got a dry mouth. So food-wise, we're doing okay for food. We've got quite a bit, but I need to eat something that's got weight to reduce the weight. I don't want to eat that rabbit without cooking it. Carrying 7 litres of water, which is seriously excessive. Half a kilo for the peaches. 1/4 kilo for the pork and beans. Dog food's right, so we've got loads of peaches. Let's eat that one. The problem with that is that hydrates us and we can't drink the water to reduce the weight. But we'll do what we can. That's taking us down to 49.25 kilos, which is 20 kilos overall limit. Can we still move? Yeah, not very quick though. Damn it, that wall's still down there. I'm not going to get up to where I want to. We're going to have to spend the night in here. And I don't believe there's anywhere in here to cook. There's no fireplace. Can't use that cooker to cook. We can't start a fire on the floor, obviously. There's no fire bucket. So we can't cook that piece of rabbit. And it's nowhere near bedtime. We've got at least another 2 hours of daylight outside. What I could do, I could try and trick the wolf with that piece of rabbit, just drop it for him, and try and move on. But I didn't get a chance to have a good look at what I wanted to do, or where I wanted to go next. So, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pause the video here, and end this first video here, and then we'll continue on. So, I'll see you in the next episode.